Imagine walking into your local grocery store in November, only to find empty shelves, higher prices, and long lines. Sounds like a nightmare, right? But it's a reality that might be just around the corner if you don't act fast. With the holidays approaching and supply chains stretched thin, now is the time to stock up on key items before it's too late. In today's video, we're revealing 20 essential grocery products you must buy before November to avoid shortages and soaring prices. And some of these may surprise you, from everyday pantry staples to items you wouldn't expect to run out. We're not just talking about the basics here. We'll uncover lesser-known products that could vanish from store shelves, along with smart tips to stay ahead of price hikes and unpredictable shortages. Stick with us till the end, because each product on this list could be the difference between a smooth holiday season and a last-minute scramble for supplies. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Welcome to Prepper Pantry, where we help you stay prepared, save money, and navigate the unexpected. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Let's dive right in. As the days get shorter and temperatures drop, grocery prices often rise. November is just around the corner, and with it comes higher demand for many household essentials. But here's the catch. It's not just the usual holiday rush we're facing. Every year, November brings a spike in demand for specific products like baking ingredients, frozen goods, and pantry staples. This isn't a coincidence. The holidays mean more cooking, baking, and family gatherings, and stores struggle to keep up with demand. But this year, it's more complicated than usual. Rising food prices, supply chain disruptions, and unexpected shortages have made everyday items more expensive and harder to find. Inflation has driven grocery costs up by as much as 20% in some areas. And with transportation issues affecting supply chains globally, what's on the shelf today may not be there tomorrow. That's why it's more important than ever to prepare ahead of time. The earlier you stock up, the more likely you'll avoid price spikes and ensure your pantry is fully stocked for the winter and holiday season. Now, to make things easier, we're breaking down these 20 must-have products into 5 key categories. Each one plays a crucial role in getting you through the coming months without empty shelves or skyrocketing prices. First, we'll dive into pantry staples, those everyday essentials that can make or break your meals when fresh ingredients become scarce. Next, we'll cover non-perishables, items with long shelf lives that you'll definitely want on hand when prices jump. Then there's frozen goods, perfect for when produce and meat get expensive or hard to find. We'll also touch on holiday essentials, the must-have ingredients for your seasonal feasts, which are already flying off the shelves. And finally, we'll look at some household necessities and comfort items, the kind of things you don't think about until you really need them. Each category includes products you might not expect. But trust me, you'll be glad you stocked up before November hits. Let's get into it. 20. Flour and baking supplies. First up are flour, sugar, and baking essentials. Now you might be thinking, I'm not much of a baker, so do I really need these? The answer is yes. Even if you don't bake regularly, these items become hot commodities during the holiday season. Flour is used not just for bread and cookies, but for everything from thickening sauces to making homemade pizza dough. And let's not forget sugar. It's not just for desserts. It's essential for sweetening sauces, marinades, and even some savory dishes. A lack of sugar during the holiday baking rush can make it impossible to whip up those special treats. Also, don't forget about baking powder, baking soda, and yeast. Yeast in particular saw massive shortages during previous years when more people started baking bread at home. Even if you're not baking from scratch, many holiday recipes call for these ingredients, and they're often the first to sell out as people prepare for big family gatherings. 19. Canned goods. Next, let's talk about canned goods. These are probably the most versatile items in your pantry. And here's the thing. When we think of canned goods, it's easy to focus on just vegetables, but there's so much more to consider. Stock up on canned tomatoes, beans, and even canned meats like tuna or chicken. These items are great for quick, hearty meals, and they last for years. Tomatoes, in particular, are a pantry powerhouse. Whether you're making pasta sauce, chili, or soup, Canned tomatoes provide that rich base you need when fresh tomatoes are out of season or overpriced. Beans and lentils, on the other hand, are perfect protein-packed options for soups, stews, or salads, and they can stretch a meal while keeping you full longer. Here's a tip. When buying canned goods, look for low sodium or no salt added versions. These are healthier and give you more control over the seasoning in your meals. 18. Cooking oils. Let's not forget about cooking oils. You might not think about it, but oil is one of those pantry staples that can sneakily run out right when you need it most. Olive oil, vegetable oil, canola oil. These are everyday essentials that you'll use for frying, sautéing, roasting, and baking. The prices of these oils can fluctuate a lot, especially during the holiday season when people are cooking larger meals. Olive oil, in particular, tends to spike in price toward the end of the year. If you love making salad dressings, marinades, or even just drizzling it over roasted veggies, this is one item you'll want to grab now before prices increase. Also, consider buying larger containers or even specialty oils like coconut oil, which can be used for both cooking and baking. 17. Rice and pasta, the versatile heroes. Let's start with rice and pasta. These aren't just fillers for your pantry, they're two of the most versatile, affordable, and long-lasting items you can stock up on. Rice in particular is a staple across many cultures. Whether it's basmati, jasmine, brown, or white rice, it's a great base for meals that can be dressed up in countless ways. What's important here is that rice is inexpensive but nutrient-rich, giving you energy and the flexibility to pair it with almost anything, from stir-fries to curries to hearty soups. Now, let's talk about pasta. Pasta is a lifesaver when you need to pull together a quick meal. Dried pasta, unlike fresh, can last for up to 2 years if stored properly. With a wide variety of shapes and types, from spaghetti to penne, whole wheat to gluten-free, there's a pasta for every diet and every craving. And the best part? You don't need to refrigerate it, and it's an easy go-to meal when the fridge is running low. Think about it. Rice and pasta are incredibly shelf-stable, budget-friendly, and can help you stretch other ingredients further, which is crucial when grocery prices are climbing. If you can, consider buying rice and pasta in bulk. You'll save money in the long run and ensure you've got enough to last well into the new year. Just be sure to store them in airtight containers to keep them fresh for as long as possible. 16. Dried beans and lentils, the power of plant-based protein. Next up are dried beans and lentils. These are often overlooked, but they're incredibly valuable, especially if you're looking for affordable, plant-based protein options. Dried beans like black beans, chickpeas, and kidney beans are highly nutritious, packed with protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. They can be the star of a meal or a perfect addition to soups, stews, and salads. Lentils are just as powerful. They cook faster than beans, which makes them perfect for those nights when you need a quick but hearty meal. Whether you're making a lentil soup or tossing them into a salad, they add a protein boost and lots of flavor. And don't forget, lentils come in various types: red, green, brown, and black, each bringing a slightly different taste and texture to your meals. Not only are dried beans and lentils cheap and versatile, but they also have a long shelf life, lasting for years if stored in a cool, dry place. They're also a fantastic option for vegetarians, vegans, or anyone looking to cut back on meat without sacrificing nutrition. Given their protein content, they can easily substitute for meat in many recipes, which could be especially helpful if meat prices continue to rise. Here's a tip. If you find dried beans intimidating because of the cooking time, soak them overnight and cook large batches at once. You can freeze the cooked beans in smaller portions so you always have some ready for quick meals. 15. Instant noodles and quick meals. Convenience meets preparedness. Now, let's switch gears a bit and talk about instant noodles and other quick meal options. I know what you're thinking. Instant noodles aren't exactly the healthiest choice, but they do have their place in your pantry. Why? Because they're fast, easy, and incredibly convenient. Whether it's ramen, cup noodles, or other instant meal options, they're perfect for days when you need something quick, comforting, and filling. During emergencies or on busy days when you don't have time to cook, having a stash of instant meals can be a real lifesaver, and they're not just for students on a budget. You can elevate instant noodles by adding vegetables, leftover meats, or an egg to make them more nutritious. Plus, they're incredibly cheap, so buying a few packs now won't hurt your wallet. Besides noodles, consider keeping other quick meals on hand, like boxed mac and cheese, ready-to-cook grain blends, or even shelf-stable meal kits. These options may not be gourmet, but they're reliable when you need to whip up a meal without much effort. 14. Let's not forget about spices and seasonings. These are often overlooked, but they play a crucial role in making your meals taste amazing. During the colder months, people tend to cook more at home, and spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves are key ingredients in a lot of holiday recipes. These can run out fast, especially when everyone is baking, making warm soups, or preparing festive meals. Consider buying a variety of basic spices as well as holiday-specific ones. Think cinnamon for baking, chili powder for hearty stews, or Italian seasoning for pasta dishes. Having a well-stocked spice cabinet means you'll be ready to tackle any recipe, no matter how simple or complex. 13. Frozen vegetables and fruits. Let's start with frozen vegetables and fruits, which are absolute staples in any well-prepared freezer. You might think fresh is always better, but did you know that frozen fruits and vegetables are often picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen within hours? That means they lock in more nutrients than fresh produce that's been sitting on shelves or in transit for days. For example, frozen broccoli, spinach, and peas are fantastic to have on hand because they retain their texture and nutritional value after cooking. And when fresh berries or tropical fruits go out of season or become way too expensive, frozen options like blueberries, mangoes, and strawberries are perfect for smoothies, baking, or even as a topping for yogurt or cereal. Beyond the health benefits, frozen veggies are incredibly versatile. You can easily throw them into soups, stir-fries, casseroles, or pasta dishes. They're also a time saver because most frozen vegetables come pre-washed and pre-chopped, meaning less prep work for you. Plus, they last for months, which helps reduce food waste compared to fresh produce that might spoil before you can use it all. 12. Frozen meats. Now, let's talk about frozen meats, a key area where planning ahead really pays off. With demand for fresh meat surging during the holiday season, you'll see prices start to climb. This isn't just limited to traditional holiday items like turkey or ham. Even chicken, beef, and fish tend to become more expensive as grocery stores get busier and supplies get stretched thin. By buying and freezing meats before November, you lock in lower prices and avoid potential shortages closer to the holidays. Having frozen meat on hand also gives you the flexibility to cook what you want, when you want, without worrying about whether your local store is stocked or if prices have spiked. One pro tip: buy family-sized packs or bulk portions of meat, which are usually cheaper per pound, and divide them into smaller portions before freezing. That way, you can take out exactly what you need for a single meal without having to defrost a whole package. Also, remember to label your meats with the date you've frozen them so you can keep track of what to use first. Another thing to consider is stocking up on different types of frozen proteins. Ground beef, chicken breasts, fish fillets, and even shrimp can all be lifesavers when meal planning gets tricky or if you're hosting a last-minute gathering. They also make great bases for hearty meals like stews, chili, or even homemade burgers. 11. Frozen prepared meals. Now, let's not forget about frozen prepared meals. Some people overlook these, thinking they're not as good as homemade. But here's the truth. When life gets busy, and it will during the holidays, frozen meals can be a real game changer. With so much to juggle between holiday shopping, events, and everyday responsibilities, having a stash of ready-made meals in your freezer is an easy way to stay on track. Brands have upped their game in recent years too. You can find high-quality, nutritious frozen meals that cater to all sorts of diets, from vegetarian and gluten-free options to protein-packed, low-carb dishes. Meals like frozen lasagna, enchiladas, stir-fry kits, or pizza can be a lifesaver when you're short on time or energy. Plus, they come in handy if you suddenly find yourself hosting guests. Instead of stressing about whipping up a meal from scratch, you can pop a frozen entree into the oven and spend more time enjoying the company rather than in the kitchen. One key advantage of frozen prepared meals is that they help cut down on food waste. Because these meals are frozen, they don't go bad quickly, and you can use them whenever you need. You'll also have options ready for those days when you just can't make it to the store. And here's a little secret. Many grocery stores offer discounts on frozen meals towards the end of the month or during certain sales. So stock up before November, and you'll be set for those hectic winter days ahead. 10. Baking ingredients, spices, butter, and vanilla. Let's start with baking, because who doesn't love the smell of freshly baked pies, cookies, or cakes during the holidays? But here's the thing, it's not just flour and sugar that you'll need. Some ingredients, like spices, can be surprisingly hard to find when everyone else is baking too. Think about it. Cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and ginger are essential for holiday baking, and they're used in everything from pumpkin pies to gingerbread cookies. And it's not just availability that's a concern. Prices for spices often spike during the holidays because demand is so high. What's worse, these spices can be stored for months without losing their flavor. So if you wait too long to buy them, you might be facing empty shelves or inflated prices. And don't forget butter and vanilla extract. Both are essential for baking, but here's a little known fact. Butter prices tend to rise toward the end of the year due to increased demand. Butter shortages aren't uncommon during the holiday season either. A small price increase doesn't seem like much, but when you're buying multiple sticks for pies, cookies, and savory dishes, it can add up. As for vanilla extract, it's one of those items where you often don't realize you're low until it's too late. Real vanilla, in particular, is expensive and gets even more pricey around the holidays. So, stocking up early could save you from a last-minute panic. 9. Turkey, ham, or meat alternatives. Now, let's move on to the centerpiece of your holiday meals. Whether it's turkey, ham, or even a plant-based roast, you can bet these items are going to be in high demand. And while grocery stores are often flooded with frozen turkeys in mid-November, waiting until the last minute can leave you with limited options, smaller birds, or worse, none at all. But it's not just about availability. Did you know that meat prices have been trending upward, especially with the supply chain issues we've been seeing? The cost of feeding your family during the holidays can really jump if you wait too long. Not to mention, for those who prefer plant-based alternatives, these options are often even more limited in quantity, and they tend to sell out quickly. Stocking up early on your holiday roast, whether it's meat or a vegan option, ensures you'll have exactly what you need for that special meal. One pro tip: if you have room in your freezer, consider buying your turkey or ham as soon as possible. Most frozen turkeys are good for up to a year, so it won't go bad before you need it. This way, you avoid the holiday rush and price hikes, and you'll have peace of mind knowing your main dish is secured. 8. Stuffing mix, cranberry sauce, and gravy. And what's a holiday meal without the sides? Stuffing mix, cranberry sauce, and gravy are absolute must-haves for your Thanksgiving or holiday dinner. You might think these items are easy to find, but think again. Stores tend to run out of these quickly once the holiday shopping begins, especially the name brands that people prefer. Even if your local store has generic options, you might not get the same flavor you're used to. Let's talk about cranberry sauce for a second. Many people love the convenience of canned cranberry sauce, but did you know that certain brands can be hard to find right before Thanksgiving? It's one of those niche items that many people overlook until it's gone. The same goes for stuffing mix. Whether you like the traditional herb flavor or something more gourmet, you don't want to be stuck with the last-minute leftovers. And gravy, don't underestimate the importance of gravy. Homemade gravy is great, but having a backup of pre-made gravy is a lifesaver if something goes wrong in the kitchen. Since it's shelf-stable, it's a no-brainer to stock up now, especially if your holiday plans involve hosting multiple dinners or big family gatherings. 7. Toilet paper and paper towels. Let's start with something we all learned the hard way in recent years: toilet paper and paper towels. We all remember the chaos when these items vanished from store shelves almost overnight. While things might seem stable now, we're heading into a season where demand naturally increases. More people will be home for the holidays, hosting family gatherings, and, quite frankly, using a lot more of these essentials. You might think, I've got time. But the reality is, once everyone starts thinking the same thing, you'll be facing higher prices, or, even worse, empty shelves. A little foresight now will save you from scrambling later. It's not just about comfort or convenience either. Think about how much more we rely on these products during the colder months, for cleaning up spills from holiday cooking or managing flu season, when germs are everywhere. If you have kids or pets, you know how fast you can go through these supplies. Stocking up now, while prices are stable, can give you peace of mind knowing you're ready for whatever winter throws at you. 6. Cleaning supplies. Next, let's talk about cleaning supplies. While they may not seem like a priority now, they quickly become one when flu season kicks into high gear. As the temperatures drop, people spend more time indoors, and that means germs spread more easily. The last thing you want is to run out of disinfectant wipes, all-purpose cleaners, or hand sanitizers when sickness starts making its rounds. Even something as simple as sponges, dish soap, and laundry detergent can become a headache to replace during peak demand. Have you noticed how certain brands or types of cleaning products sell out more quickly than others? Well, during the winter months, that happens even faster. And remember, we're not just talking about cleaning your home to make it look nice. During flu season, cleanliness becomes a layer of protection for you and your family. Think about all the surfaces we touch every day. Door handles, countertops, electronics. Having an arsenal of cleaning supplies ready to go can help you stay on top of germs and reduce the chances of illness spreading in your household. Plus, with the increased gatherings and guests over the holidays, keeping your home clean isn't just about health. It's about hospitality too. 5. Batteries and flashlights. Now, let's move on to something that may not be at the top of your grocery list but should be. Batteries and flashlights. With winter comes unpredictable weather. Whether it's a sudden snowstorm, ice on the power lines, or just a freak cold snap, power outages are always a possibility. It's easy to forget how much we rely on electricity until it's gone. Imagine being caught in the dark without working flashlights, or finding out that the batteries in your emergency devices are dead when you need them most. This isn't just about convenience, it's about safety. In the colder months, losing power also means losing heat in many homes. A flashlight or a battery-powered lantern can help you navigate safely in the dark and avoid accidents. And don't forget about other battery-powered essentials like radios or emergency chargers for your phone. If the power's out, staying informed and connected can be critical, especially if the outage lasts for an extended period. 4. Coffee, tea, and hot chocolate. Let's begin with coffee, tea, and hot chocolate, the ultimate trio for staying cozy during the colder months. Imagine waking up to a warm cup of coffee on a brisk fall morning, or sipping hot chocolate by the fire on a snowy night. These drinks aren't just a luxury, they're an essential part of the winter season. When it's cold outside and you're spending more time indoors, having your favorite hot beverage on hand can make a world of difference. Plus, here's something many people don't realize. As demand spikes during fall and winter, prices for coffee, tea, and hot chocolate often rise, and popular brands can sell out quickly. Coffee in particular has seen price fluctuations due to supply chain issues and climate conditions affecting coffee production. So, if you rely on your daily cup, now's the time to stock up. The last thing you want is to face a cold morning without it. And it's not just about drinking these on their own. These beverages are also perfect for entertaining guests. From offering a steaming pot of tea during a holiday dinner, to serving hot chocolate with marshmallows during a family movie night, having these comfort drinks ready can make your gatherings feel extra special. Now, what goes perfectly with a warm drink? 3. Snacks and sweets, of course. Whether it's a plate of cookies, a bowl of popcorn, or a stash of your favorite chocolate bars, these treats are a must-have during the colder months. As we head toward November, you'll notice that sweet treats, especially seasonal ones like holiday cookies and candy, start disappearing from store shelves faster than usual. That's because people are stocking up for holiday gatherings, cozy nights in, and even stocking stuffers. While snacks might seem like an indulgence, they actually serve a practical purpose during this time of year. When the days get shorter and you're stuck indoors more often, having easy, comforting food at hand can help keep your spirits high. There's a psychological benefit to indulging in something you love. It brings a sense of warmth and comfort that's especially important when the weather outside is anything but friendly. And it's not just about sweet treats. Savory snacks like chips, pretzels, and crackers are perfect for movie nights, game days, or just as a quick pick-me-up during the day. With the holidays around the corner, these items will become even more important for parties, gatherings, and impromptu visits from friends and family. Here's something else to keep in mind. Just like with coffee and tea, demand for snacks and sweets skyrockets during the holiday season, which means you could see higher prices or limited availability if you wait too long. Think back to last year. How many times did you notice empty shelves where your favorite snacks used to be? Stocking up now ensures you won't be caught off guard when you want that bag of chips or a chocolate bar to wind down with. Comfort food is about more than just taste. It's about creating a sense of warmth and joy, especially during the colder months when everything feels a little more difficult. Whether you're enjoying a quiet evening at home, spending time with loved ones, or trying to unwind after a long day, having these comforting snacks and drinks nearby makes all the difference. After all, winter can be long and stressful, but it doesn't have to be dull or dreary. 2. Pasta and grains. And then there's pasta and grains. We've all seen how quickly these can disappear from shelves when demand is high. Pasta, rice, and grains like quinoa or couscous are some of the most versatile, budget-friendly staples you can have in your pantry. Not only are they easy to store, but they're the perfect foundation for a wide variety of meals. Whether you're making a quick pasta dish, stir-frying rice, or using quinoa as a base for salads, these grains are cheap now, but prices could jump with rising demand. Don't just stick to one type of grain. Stock up on a variety: long grain rice, basmati, jasmine, and even some instant rice packs for those days when time is tight. Remember, these products last for months, so buying them in bulk now will save you not just time but money in the long run. While we're discussing essential cooking items, as we've seen, stocking up on these 20 essential grocery items before November can make all the difference, from saving money to avoiding empty shelves during the holiday season. Whether it's pantry staples, frozen goods, or even comfort foods and treats, being prepared now means you can relax and enjoy the months ahead without the last-minute scramble. Now that you know what to look for, it's time to take action and get ahead of the rush. Trust me, your future self will thank you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more tips on saving money, staying prepared, and making life a little easier. Let us know in the comments what products you're stocking up on, and we'll see you in the next video.